Wow, we
Hello.
live?
Yes.
Let's see you next Tuesday. Do you know what that stands for?
Yes. And can you believe some people think I don't understand what it means? You know, do I
Well,
come
you're Asian,
across
you
as
may not
that
know it.
gullible and stupid?
No. How were your parents growing up on cursing?
Mm, I'm sure they didn't like it, but a lot of times they didn't understand. So, you know, I mean, but it wasn't like I was cursing a lot. I was a pretty good nerdy student. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that from your black boyfriend when I would interview him, but he did say you would curse a lot, though.
That is not true. Okay, we stop lying. We have to appease people like Mr. Ed Cabrera, who complained that we spend too much time talking about fluff, and he was so bored that he turned it off. So let's dive into jail records. How about it?
Oh, that'll turn people on. Jail records. Fine, let's
Yeah, it's
go.
so exciting. That's what we sold. It's up now. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Donna Adelson's September jail records from Leon County. Okay, so I told you this is going to be quick because it's actually kind of boring, but people are still interested, right?
That sounds like
So,
having sex with me.
huh?
Quick and boring.
Uh, okay. Hey, remember you're an attorney? Do you care about
Yeah,
getting clients?
the attorneys never
Somebody
get
said
laid.
that. What?
Attorneys never get laid.
Oh, okay. So that's why you want to be a comedian instead, right?
You're right.
So
Wanna
you
be.
can be like your friend John who gets laid all the time, right?
You're right.
Oops, did I say that? Okay, sorry. Okay, so
So what do we have here?
I requested Donna's jail records from right after her conviction. So this is what I got. Nothing exciting. This is from September 5th. So what's she doing? She's laying on the bunk. She's sleeping. So it's pretty impressive how detailed their records are. They keep checking her because I guess she's on suicide watch or something. She's resting, she's sleeping, all right.
That actually sounds amazing.
That she's
Sleep.
able to sleep after
No, it's like
getting
sleep all
convicted.
day. Yeah, just sleep all day.
It seems like a pretty nice life, because she doesn't have to do anything. She's eating what? At 3:57 in the morning. That
Yeah,
sounds horrible.
for some reason, prisons and jails they have early morning breakfasts. There
Yeah.
must be some real reason for it. Is it to keep the people tired?
Yeah, probably. Because I would still think that you'd feel really sluggish when it's dark and so early. So maybe that's a way to control them. Yeah.
Are the
So,
prisons really crazy in Taiwan?
uh, I don't know. Sorry. Why do you think that I'm like have some sort of immigrant mentality? That's kind of racist too. Like
It is to ask
assuming.
you about the prison system because
Yeah,
we
because
hear a
I
lot of.
didn't grow up there. I'm an American, okay? Gosh. Always have to bring up some Asian thing.
I'm
Gosh.
just. I
Okay.
mean, I am
that-
curious though about the prison system there. Is it harsh or is that just a stereotype?
Uh, I don't know. I'm sorry because I didn't grow up there. So how would I know?
Your dad
It's
lives
not
there
like
with his
I
floozy girlfriend. You would probably want to know just in case.
um well, we can talk about some of this stuff some other time, but
Fine,
we're
let's get back to Donna. Look what she
okay.
did. She
Get back
slept
to
and
this
she ate.
boring child record.
Very,
She's
very
sleeping, she's
exciting.
sleeping, she's eating. But I can't show the rest because they are the call records, which have phone numbers. So YouTube will probably turn it off or something if I show all the phone numbers. But from what
You
I
want to try and
see,
call some?
no, see, that's exactly why you don't show people's phone numbers on a live stream show. But
It's a
let
big
me
deal.
finish. So she's calling Harvey 10 times a day, roughly. So over and over and over again, it seems like every hour and a half,
Ooh,
every
wait, you have
two
Harvey's
hours.
phone number there? Let's give him a
Yeah,
call.
no, we are not
Let's just
calling
try.
Harvey. No, you can do that on your show and get your channel shut down. But
It's like you're not going to
no,
get a channel shut down for calling somebody. We're
yes,
reporters.
you can.
For
I
calling
think
somebody?
YouTube has different policies compared to what the law is in general. So, True Lifestyles said it was okay to mention that her channel got demonetized until January because some people complained. So, I'm kind of scared. So, I'm not going to show the actual call logs with Harvey's phone number, but I just want to summarize that she called Harvey roughly 10 times a day. Um, should we say God bless him? But maybe not. Then she would call Jackie Fulford first thing in the morning, pretty much every single day, like clockwork, around 8:15, 8:30. She'd be calling Jackie Fulford still. So clearly, she's still on good terms with Jackie Fulford. I don't see her calling Josh Zeltman. There was one phone call with Rick Shakran, who was the friend that came in with the walker. Um, then she called some friend in Pennsylvania. I think that's that friend who looked like the church lady sitting behind Harvey or sitting next to Harvey sometimes
If you had
during
to guess, do you think
the
Donna
trial.
Sue ever had an extramarital affair?
People joke that maybe she had something going on with Ben Graber because he's that old friend gynecologist who kept defending her and going public, embarrassing himself, talking about what a great person she is and she deserves to be free. So that's the
Yeah.
joke. I don't know. Yeah.
When narcissists cheat, they can do it without any guilt because it's their partner's fault that they're doing it. It's a really cool phenomenon. And she obviously
Hmm.
exhibits very extreme narcissistic personality disorder. And perhaps she did, perhaps she didn't. I don't necessarily find narcissists to be that sexual. They do know how to love bomb you. So when you first start dating a narcissist, they will love bomb you and make you feel like you're the best person in the world, but that's just a front hiding their insecure personality. As we're going to see today, because we're going to see Donna Sue's jail daughter speaking today and
Mhm.
actually yesterday with our favorite mama's boy, Joel. Now, when I first started to watch the interview with Joel and the inmate that testified at the trial, I thought it was the worst interview ever, and I text you that. But then I changed my mind. I said, by the end, Joel did get some good information out there. He does have a
Mhm.
weird interviewing style, and I sort of get where he's going, but he needs to work on his actual structure and how he speaks to people and how he actually asks a question without the connectors that, and talking about himself so much and talking about his mommy so much, which we get because he's a mama's boy. But I would like to get on to that because there's some interesting information coming out about the boss, Donna Sue Adelson.
Oh, okay. Well, I disagree because I think Joel did a really amazing job with this interview. I thought it was probably the best one. So he kind of restrained himself. Actually, he did. He totally restrained himself and he didn't start going off on tangent until the very end when Trina had pretty much had her say. So I thought it was very well done. So I think you're too hard on him. And by the way, this is his book, Surviving the Survivor, which I sincerely think is a must read for everyone. You can buy it on Amazon. So, have you read this?
Oh, yeah, I read it 3 different times. It's amazing. And I pitch it all the time. I always send out real links on my channel to Surviving the Survivor. Probably one of the best books ever written.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of hyperbole because I think Ruth Markel's book is very well done, also. Totally a must read. But
I
I
took
think
Ruth's
you're
book when I had the two. I took Ruth, I flipped it right behind me. It is nothing compared to Surviving the Survivor. You have to be
okay.
honest.
Well, this is a really good book. I think it's so important to know about history. And like I said before, it'll make you laugh and cry. So, very well done book. So don't be so harsh on Joel. That was a really good interview last night.
And you'll
So
admit that I
I-
came around and I said I was wrong and I did like the interview. And Ruth Markel's book is great. Ruth Markel is a book.
Yes. See, this shows you don't know the case that well, says the guy who still claims that he thinks Wendy wasn't involved. Good luck making a video on that. Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure the volume is up. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. So you want to give us introduction who this person is? I mean, obviously I know.
Well, why don't you give the intro because my voice is so bad. Let me get a lozenge.
I'm not sure the girl's name, but she was one of the inmates with Donna.
Drina with a D.
Drina. Yeah,
Drina
I really like her.
Bernhardt.
She has an addiction problem, so she has multiple convictions. So a lot of people look down upon that. Well, you have 28 different convictions, or what I think that is her number. It's
27.
not necessarily. Yeah, and most likely there will be a 28th. That's the problem with addiction, and you can never judge her because you didn't walk in her shoes. And it took me a while to understand that about people. So I don't, as much as I want to judge people based upon their skin color, I think you should really judge upon who they are as a person and walking in their shoes in particular. We never grew up the way she did, so you can't judge her for getting arrested 28 different times. A lot of times the 27. A lot of times the drug addicts will commit petty crimes in order to fund their drug habit, so they end up racking up a lot of different crimes.
Yeah, she came across as really a nice, genuine person. So I was surprised. She's very articulate. Yeah. Okay, let's play this.
Hey, there she is, a natural. I can tell right away. Drina.
I am pretty awesome, so that's definitely. I feel like you're hitting on this.
And you got some good. I'll tell you what. You said you're pretty awesome. I've got to run this. This is pretty awesome. What I'm about to show everybody, and then we're gonna get into Donna. Stick around. You know, every once in a while, I've got to get out of the studio, so I'll hit a coffee shop and I'll start working on the podcast, and that is exactly why I need Surfshark VPN. And by 2037, we should have a prompter in the studio, and then I won't be looking down as much. But you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome, as is Drina. So, Drina, you've got awesome energy. Like, I want to just sit and like I want to like hang out in a living room, staring at like a lavender scented candle, and just talk to you.
Wait. Can we do a different color because lavender was jail? Can we just?
Yes, any other color. That's fine.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
You're doing like a 5-month stint, I think you said, and now in comes Donna Adelson. How do you guys first cross paths?
I was sitting up front by the television and she was nearby. And I said, oh, I wish I had marshmallows or powdered donuts. And then like 3 minutes later, she walks up and hands me it's toilet paper with something in it. And I was like, okay. And inside was one powdered donut. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. So that was my first interaction with Miss Donna. And then we just started talking. And ultimately, she wanted to know if I had been locked up with Kay. I actually liked her in the beginning because I fell for the fraud, the front. And then when I saw the truth, things changed. So, but yeah, that's how we met. People would come to me and then I was like, oh, that's that case. Cause I was locked up with Kay, Catherine Magbanwa. Donna and I then got close. We're together 24/7. And then I knew everything and things I did not want to know. I went from not knowing at all to knowing too much.
All right. So Surfshark VPN is sort of like wearing pants. It keeps all the important parts and makes sure that it stays private, that all your junk is kept in one place and no one is getting to it. But you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome. How long did it take you from the time she hands you that donut until you kind of had this revelation that you were being used by her?
Used, manipulated. She thought that I had no brains at all, I suppose, and that my life, I was such an addict, I'd be willing to give up my life to help her. She told me one day that she couldn't stand her son Robert, and she got very nasty and said some things she wished she could do to him. And initially she was talking about his marriage and how he felt as though she ruined it, and that was, you know, he was so angry with her, and then he was not a good child when he was younger. But Charlie was this perfect angel, and she was very angry with him because she knew he was testifying against her.
Okay, I want to pause here to again tell people to watch this fully on Surviving the Survivor, because once again, I don't think it's right to just play somebody's content nonstop, and that's sort of unethical.
Well, I do want, it's
Right,
not
Loopy?
unethical, it's perfectly fine. I want to remind everyone also that Surfshark VPN, Judy, is amazing. It's one of the best VPNs out there, and you can get a discount using the code Mama's Boy, and I think you get 20% off. Joel will eventually say it at the end, but Surfshark VPN.
Okay, I don't think I'm sold on that. Yeah, but just to break this up a little, to offer our wonderful commentary, when she said that Donna seemed to think she was kind of like this stupid, easily manipulated person because she had been a drug addict, then I want to break in to mention that Trina said she was actually a nurse before, but she lost her license. So,
Yeah.
she does sound like an educated person, right?
Right, and that's the problem with addiction. However, when you're a narcissist, and I hate when people throw that term around, but it's just a personality disorder that will be with you for basically your entire life. You seek out people just like her, people that will be supplies to you. A supply means someone that will always agree with you. A narcissist cannot deal with anyone conflicting with them. And some of your cackling broads out in your audience may have a narcissist in their life. They may have a narcissistic parent that could never admit they're wrong. And then you don't understand why they're doing it. And then all of a sudden you realize, and then it hits you, that a narcissist does this exact thing. They look for people to manipulate. And this was a perfect target for Donna Sue.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And at first, it seemed like Trina probably welcomed Donna being like a friendly maternal figure to her. So it's pretty inspiring, or I don't know if heartwarming is the right word, that Trina suddenly realized, hey, this lady's off her rocker. Something's wrong with her. She's so immoral and disgusting and two-faced. So,
well, we're not there yet. I mean, obviously she has a benefit potentially, meaning that Donna Sue's going to give her money and other things. So she's not innocent in the situation, but there's nothing wrong with making a deal. Of course, what she has to do would be illegal. We're going to get to that. I have to turn my lights on because after 6, these liberals here, I know we're both in the Democratic Party, but they have these switches where they want to save electricity for some reason.
Okay, stop mentioning politics.
I'll mention it in a second. You can play it though.
Nobody cares. Okay.
So I would talk to Harvey on the jail phone as well, like with her. And so they weren't allowed to call me Drina for these were Donna's rules. She didn't want the jail calls are recorded, and she didn't want it known that it was me. So it was Sunshine. So that was my nickname.
One of the inmates, quote unquote, touched her buttocks while she was in the shower. Do you know about that? Did you know about that?
That never happened. Donna would tell me, we would walk and she would come up with ideas of what she's going to do to try to get a bond hearing. The shower thing was not true. She would talk to me about how she's going to manipulate the psychiatrist so she looked like she had memory problems. She was never attacked. Nobody grabbed her arm. She never got touched in the shower. The one with the shower thing, I said, I told her that's ridiculous. Nobody's going to believe that. But she still went with it.
It gives you peace of mind, and you get 24/7 customer service. There is no risk in trying Surfshark VPN, but you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome. Did she ever speak about her daughter, Wendy?
Yes. She adored Wendy. She told me everything about her. As a matter of fact, she said, I reminded her of Wendy, and I know that had to have been another manipulation, but yes, she adores Wendy. She adores Charlie, and I want to share everything with you, but there are things that she told me, and
I love how narcissists act because generally it's very typical. and you're seeing it here. She's obviously telling this woman that she reminds her of Wendy, and she probably does in a sense that Wendy was a drug addict. Wendy was convicted 27 different times, and Wendy was obviously they're both good looking. So it does make sense. However, I don't know
what's going on over there? Where are you?
I'm in my office.
That lady looked like some security guard. Are you in
jail
or
doing
something?
A fire check or something? That was weird.
Do you need to leave?
No, not at all, because the fire alarm didn't go off.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
back to Wendy. Yeah, that's my other secret girlfriend. Back to Wendy, Jill, and her having some sort of similarity. Obviously, they don't, but it's just a manipulation tactic by Miss Donna. Now, Donna Sue's a boss. You hear the different schemes she's trying to run in there. Now, we thought perhaps someone did assault her in the shower. I love how Drina just rats her out and says it's not true.
Yeah, I didn't believe that at all either. I mean, especially since she had not complained about it until, 4 months later, saying that something happened to her way back in December and she didn't even mention it. So, yeah.
So part of our debate that we have privately is that I always said that Donna Sue, the boss, came up with such great ideas to antagonize Dan, dress the kids up as Hitler Youth, convert them to being Catholic. And Wendy Jill just wouldn't go along with the good things. And that's why I feel that she would never go along with killing Dan if she wouldn't go along with the boss's plan that's obviously less severe, just converting the kids to Christianity.
Well, that makes no sense. As I said, that's like totally apples to oranges, because converting the kids to Catholicism wouldn't have made a difference. Do you really think Dan Markel would have said, oh, you converted the kids to Catholicism, now get up and move away with the kids to Tallahassee then? To South Florida. That makes no sense. And so I have to give mad props to James, mentor lawyer again, because years ago he laughed about it when some fool brought up that sort of idea in his chat or something. He said, come on, Wendy, she's smart enough to know that would have made her look like so stupid and idiotic. That would have been a crazy idea. And bottom line is, it wouldn't have gotten the results she wanted, which was to get rid of Dan Markel, not have to deal with him and all this ongoing court litigation, and be able to move with the kids. So
one
killing
day
him is not anything similar to, oh, let's just convert the kids' religion.
So Wendy's smart enough to not go along with Donna Sue's brilliant plan to convert the kids, but stupid enough to go along with the plan to kill Dan.
Yeah, exactly. Because they all thought it was a foolproof plan, because Katie was Sigfredo's baby mama, and Sigfredo was totally in love with Katie, despite screwing around and being with another woman back then. But he would never rat out Katie. Katie would never rat out Charlie. And of course, Charlie would never rat out his family. And
that's all good. The problem with
I
the
don't
whole system
appreciate you with doing these Looney Tunes little.
I know there's a fly going around here. I was trying to catch it.
Either. But hey, if you think that that's still a viable, stupid idea in 2025, go make your discreet video for your channel where you can explain why you think Wendy wasn't involved. Go for it.
Yeah, look, it's been settled already, and come December 31st, we'll see a nice skinny bikini, a nice thin bikini on you, hopefully. Or if I'm wrong, then I'll be sitting here shirtless, hatless, and pretty much naked doing the stream. Obviously, that's our bet. So we'll see if Miss Judy's correct or if I'm correct.
Must watch YouTube content, right?
But that little rascal James put down my theory
years ago. He knows much more about this case than you do. You just seem to know it on a very superficial level, because when I ask you questions like, did you watch this? Did you watch that? Did you watch this thing on my channel? no response. So you just don't know the full details. But it's all about clicks and views for you. So make your video, make your controversial, uh, totally bizarre.
I mean, we're looking at a multimillionaire here. Her dad's a doctor. They would go on vacation and buy real property, real estate, and she doesn't get a good microphone. I still don't understand it.
This is a good microphone. I just bought this like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, keep it near your mouth. It fades away sometimes.
Well, the good thing is I've realized it does tilt, so it's not straight up and down. You can actually like manipulate the screws and get it to be in the right direction. So it's really not too big after all.
It looks pretty thick though, and for a microphone.
Okay, can we go ahead and play this? Nobody cares about your weird jokes and references. Okay.
I honestly don't know how powerful these people are. So, I mean, we could do like a crazy, amazing interview and I'll tell you everything. And then you fly me to another country to protect me. That would be cool. Just use your imagination. The family has been involved in some interesting things Donna has shared with me.
You're
Miss
talking
Judy?
about outside of the murder of Dan.
What do you think she's inferring to?
What?
In terms of the
Right?
other crimes that potentially Donna Sue admitted to her.
I have no idea.
I
mean,
know, and this is Joel's thing. She's like, use your imagination. And then I know he doesn't want to press her right there, but he never comes around to it. And you have this great witness, this great person that you're interviewing, and he just never got that out. I mean, this girl's claiming to know potential crimes with regard to what the Adelsons did. I don't know how true it may be, but I want to know what she's saying. She's saying use your imagination, but if someone tells you that, you can get it out of them in a kind way.
Well, this is totally different because during this whole interview, I kept thinking, good Lord, what could happen to her as retaliation? Because we heard about how Donna was having these ideas of killing her son by stuffing a chute down his throat. You know,
Way
it's
to
kind of
ruin the
scary.
whole video. We haven't even got there yet.
Okay, but it's scary. So I do worry a little bit about her safety. So it's very brave of her to come out and talk to the public, and we all thank her for that. But on the other hand, I can see why she did have to be a little bit guarded. And maybe that's also why Joel didn't push her too hard to say more. Because
Are you saying that there is one rule that she should follow about Donna Sue Adelson?
Yes, exactly, which is what you always say. Like, you don't F-U-C-K with Donna Sue Adelson, even when she's behind bars, because Harvey is free, Wendy is free, they still have some friends and supporters. Why are you laughing? This isn't really funny.
The biggest issue she really had was they didn't know who they were actually hiring to get the job done. So you could say that Charlie and Katie won't rat on each other. The issue was they hired one dope and one King Tato, who will be out of prison pretty soon.
Yeah, so what's the point?
Point is that it's not very bright. Although you don't fuck with Donna Sue Adelson.
Yeah, that's why they got caught, because they thought they were the smart ones. Yeah. Okay, let's keep playing this.
Markel, are you saying besides that? Interesting.
Yes.
Is it, are they, can I ask you, are they financial crimes?
I think you should use your imagination.
Okay.
And yes, we'll say no more about that at this moment. Donna told me she wanted to kill him by shoving a shoe down his throat. And that was it for me. That was what I was talking about. So yes, that, and I know that's not possible, but that's, you know, she had a lot of hate for him. So yes, that's what she said. So now it's out.
Wow. And they offer a 30-day money back guarantee. So go to Surfshark. But you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome. So this is like real animus.
That was my turning point, and I was thinking, this isn't just a bad person. This to me is evil. This is beyond bad.
Miss
This
Judy?
is I'm kind of scared, and it's vicious. And there are other things.
A narcissist cannot handle criticism, and the thing they hate most is people that go against them. The problem is they view things as going against them that generally aren't that bad. Now, this is a situation where you have a child that will testify against you. And I was thinking about it today, that Joel doesn't pay attention to his audience. Sorry, the person he's interviewing. He's always on his chat typing. It is not an effective way to communicate. I don't understand.
I know you're making fun of me, but I was thanking someone for giving a super chat. See, I'm following your advice.
Well, all the super chats should be posted.
I am
Thank
now.
you. Yeah, that is fine. But you don't have to thank him. We just read them. Yeah, we read them.
Thank you. But I didn't want to interrupt you, okay? Jeez.
Right, but he just doesn't.
Right. Thank you.
Oh, you have memberships? What do I get for a membership?
You get some exclusive posts and some exclusive videos, and I did do a live stream just for members a few weeks ago, but it's hard with my voice problems to keep doing more talking.
Do we get any exclusive photos?
Well, maybe through posts, like if I come across some funny picture or something that's relevant to a case. Yeah,
so where were we with Joel here and his Surfshark? He keeps pitching the Surfshark VPN. I don't understand.
Okay, well, hold on a second, because I can't fault him, because as you know, it's really hard to make money on YouTube. So you can't fault a creator for taking some money to do a commercial during their whatever.
You bring up a great point, because part of his persona is placating the person that he's with. Oh, you have an addiction. Oh, STS Nation, we're all here. I'm going to bring my mom out of retirement to help you. How much of the money that they raise from this video is he giving to his person that he's interviewing?
I have no idea. That's between them. Yeah.
So you sure that they get some of it, though? Because a lot of content creators invite people on and give them nothing.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works. But as you know, I typically offer half the revenue to my guests. Some of them refuse to take it. Other people are happy to be paid a little pittance for their time, especially attorneys, because we could make so much more just practicing law, doing our real work. But then you get on YouTube and it's like, oh my gosh, I made like $8 an hour for all the time involved in doing this. Yeah. So I've been approached by lots of places, including Morgan and Morgan. Have you heard of that law firm?
Of course I have. They're the world's biggest plaintiffs law firm, Morgan and Morgan.
Oh, well, would you ever, agree to do some sort of sponsorship with them?
I think we have, and that was always the funny thing when we had plaintiffs firms advertising on the various channels throughout the years. And it wasn't mine, obviously. I don't care. But I don't generally agree with any type of advertisements in videos. Just think that people want to hear quality, and I don't think they're effective. We've done it in the past. I just don't agree with it. I want people to stick to quality of show for long-term success. That's how we advise our YouTube clients. Most people skip over these ads. It's a waste of time. And if all you care about is the short-term dollar, you're not going to make it in the long run on YouTube. And that's not to say that Joel needs to improve on a lot of different facets, but he has good things too. He comes across well. What I was saying about his technique was he was giving all of these compliments to the person. And if you ever watch a grandmaster, Billy Bush, you know who that is?
No, who's that?
Remember when Trump made that cool thing where he said, if you're a celebrity, girls let you grab them by the pussy, and everyone was like going crazy about it? That was Billy Bush that he said it to. So Billy Bush has been on network television for years. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can read that one.
Oh, thank you, Capulites or Capulates. Thank you. The super chat is about 5. Yeah, we love 5. I'm a Vincenzo. right, fan? But Judy is funnier. What is this Baba Booey thing? What does that mean?
That
I
was
don't
a famous
understand it.
that was a famous saying from the Howard Stern days. One of the characters on the show had the nickname Baba Booey. So yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. So back to what I'm advising to Joel is, if you're going to be Mr. Nice Guy, make sure that your guests are being properly compensated.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what was nice was that he offered to have his mother speak with Greenhouse because his mother is a licensed social worker who has been a therapist for her whole career. So I thought that was very kind of him to, offer some help and ask people if they had jobs for her.
Yeah, again, talk is cheap. Any revenue generated from that video in perpetuity, meaning going forward for the rest of its life, half of it should be split with her. And if he's really kind as he's trying to project, then he should give it all to her and cut out that stupid VPN, Surfshark VPN, and anything else. Focus on the quality of show and stop looking down. Stop looking at your super chats, or he looks at the regular chat. Can't wait to put up regular chat. You have to focus on this person who can give you information. She's saying, I know something so critical I can't tell you here. That means she wants to tell you. You just got to not necessarily sneak it out of her. She wants to tell it, and she should tell it. Don't be afraid of the Adelsons. Nothing happens if you fuck with Donna Sue Adelson. Trust me. Oh, so that's what I wanted to ask you. The killing of Robert by stuffing a shoe in his mouth, is that metaphorical or is she serious?
Well, based on what Trina said, it sounded like Donna was serious. She said that Donna was so two-faced that one moment she'd be like this nice, gentle, grandmotherly type who's crying. Next moment she'd be dropping F-bombs and cursing and just being totally rapid.
Yeah, so my take on it is that obviously she's using that action, stuffing a shoe in your mouth, putting a foot in your mouth to shut him up. I'm not sure if the boss is really putting out a hit on her son. However, if your son, the prodigal son that you have, is arrested and you could testify against him, would you do it?
I don't know. It kind of depends on what the situation is. I don't think. Okay, clearly I don't practice criminal law. I've never run into this situation, but I don't think family members have an obligation to turn on each other, except in certain types of crimes or situations. So the
No, I'm
statute
asking
could
you a
be
question though. Even if it's as serious as murder, I could never testify against my family. I can never testify against my kids. I can't testify against my parents. I just wouldn't do it. So Robert didn't have to do it. And if you want to say that his testimony was against Donna, it probably was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Totally.
but it doesn't prove that Donna did what she was accused of. No, technically.
I think that's pretty good circumstantial evidence that
I agree.
She immediately wanted to get off the phone and didn't want to talk about it when he was bringing up Dan's murder and the arrest of
So if your son is
Marcia.
accused of murder and a similar situation, all you heard was circumstantial evidence, a telephone conversation, would you be able to testify against your son?
Well, I probably would if it were the truth. I mean, if somebody committed a heinous crime, you're saying you would still side with them just because
Yes.
they're related to you? Well,
Yes.
should I say something? You'll probably get offended, but is that an Italian
I'll never get offended
thing?
from anything. Yeah, I
Is
know you're
that
going
an
to say is
Italian thing where you just stick to your family and you have
no.
this, like,
Italians
strong
they'll rat each other out the second they can. That's just one thing. It's different when it's organized crime compared to your family. So you would testify against your son. That's interesting. I thought about this and I couldn't testify
Maybe.
against my parents and I
I
couldn't
don't
testify.
know. I've never been put in this kind of situation. You always ask these kind of strange questions. I don't know. It's sort of like truth or dare type questions. Yeah.
I finally ask you a
Oh, no.
legal question that's pretty interesting, and then you get mad at that.
Well, I'm not mad. I just think these are kind of strange questions that take us off topic again. Yeah. I think it would be a difficult situation, but just like the Unabomber, his brother turned him in. to get him to stop killing people.
Yeah, I go to sleep at night with one earbud in my ear, and I listen to FBI files. And the Unabomber, I didn't know much about. I didn't even know what Unabomber meant, but it's a very interesting story. Did you ever watch the show Sopranos?
No, I actually didn't. Sorry.
Okay, so it's okay, but there's a famous house where the mafia boss lives. The Unabomber bombed the house right next door to it. And it's really cool because if you're into TV and the mafia and the Unabomber, it's a weird connection where he sent one of his package bombs to the house right next door to a main house. If you're a Sopranos fan, you would understand the significance of the house and the fact that the Unabomber bombed the one literally right next door. You could see it in most of these shots. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Judy and Vince. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Your seat. Okay, shall we continue?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Did anyone else? Oh, thank you, Irish Carla. Thank you. Okay, let's get going here. Where am I?
That she shared with me that were vicious as well. Maybe we'll talk about it behind the scenes. So I called him initially and of course identified myself as Sunshine. He asked me to set up sort of app where you can't trace the discussions.
.com, the survivor, or use the code the survivor at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. But you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome.
Signal, yes.
Okay.
Maybe a few times he called me, but never any threats. It was just, how are you, Sunshine? And, stuff like that. I was promised so much from Donna that it was just unreal. And I don't know if the public was aware, but she was offered a 10-year plea.
Whoa.
If she would have taken that 10 years, then the rest of the family wouldn't have been charged, and she didn't do it.
This is absolutely fascinating what you just said. Or use the code the survivor at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. But you get the idea. Surfshark's pretty awesome. Donna was offered. I guess Tim Jansen was right about certain things that everyone's been beating them up for this whole time. And what would that consist of?
Then her family wouldn't be charged in return
Judy?
for that, but she didn't.
Has this dope mama's boy Joel learned one fucking lesson that I teach them, not just about Donna Sue. No matter who tells you anything, you have to check your source. Now, we don't know whether she's credible or not. I don't believe she's making this up. However, she got the information from Donna Sue. Joel is so quick to vindicate his other white male friend for making the stupidest representation without checking his sources. That's something where, do you think the offer that she just said is even technically possible?
I don't think so. Why would they agree not to prosecute 2 more people, especially Wendy, whom they have named as a co-conspirator? And why would they even offer 10 years? She's already 75. Also, that is not anything close to what Tim Jansen said on STS anyway.
Thank you.
So
but look how quick Joel is. Has
sense.
he ever worked in journalism at all?
Yes, he's a legitimate former broadcaster. That was his whole career.
Was he just a
worked for
talking
Fox.
head, or does he understand the fundamental rule of journalism? If your
I'm
mom
sure he
tells you she
does.
loves you, check your sources. You have to always check your sources before you represent anything. Look at how quick he is to say, call Jim Jansen, whatever the hell that guy's name is. That's not what you do.
Okay, to Joel's defense, he's talking off the top of his head. It's hard to do a live stream. We know that. And then suddenly to have to react to your guest while he's also checking the chat and probably trying to communicate with his wife behind the scenes.
Yeah, who is that? That's another thing. The CEO and my mom and my Jewish grandmother and my dad. Like, enough. Pay attention to the person you're talking with. This is not that hard if you learn how to technically do it correct. And unfortunately, no one's telling these people how to do it correctly. But either way, so the deal she's saying is that Donna Sue gets 10 years and then they don't prosecute her family. I guess the question is, let's assume that that was true. When was that offered? Before or after Charlie?
No, but here's the thing. Like other people in the comments have brought this up too, that Jackie Fulford even said Donna didn't get any sort of deal. So why would Donna's attorney say that? You know, I think Donna's attorney knows more about what happened than Trina, who heard it from Donna. And
But
I
look
think
how
Donna,
quick. I find you're making a fair point. I agree. But
let me
look how
finish.
quick. I don't. That's what my wife would always say. Go ahead.
Yeah. So most
We're
likely
talking about. Yeah.
Donna was trying to manipulate Trina the whole time. So of course she would say this to say, look, see, I'm so innocent. They even offered me this. If what? You know, usually you get an offer if you're going to testify against other people that the prosecutors need you to testify against. So that doesn't make sense to say you can get a deal but then we're not even going to charge your family members. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Our
I think
editor.
Trina was
Sorry.
being manipulated.
I agree. That's a great point. I totally agree. Now our editors cut out most of this, but he is so amped now. If you go and watch the original, which I think you should, on getting some vindication because he doesn't give a shit about Tim Jansen. They're pinning it back to him because it was his show.
Yeah, he
So he's
wants
trying
to
to-
support Tim. Yeah, because
He
Tim
doesn't want to
has done a
support Tim.
lot. Yeah,
He wants to support his mommy and he wants to support his own ego because the misrepresentation by that Tim guy was made on his show and he didn't push back on him. But he wasn't even paying attention when Tim Jansen did it. He's looking down. Whoa! And even when she made the representation, he's not paying attention. COO. Who are you talking to, COO? Tell that Puerto Rican wife to mind her own business. I'm doing a show. You cannot do show with family members. It just sucks. I hate it. Get her out of the room. Get the mom out of the room. Throw the mom in the bushes. I'm saying this. Do your own show,
rude.
Joel.
Well, I
No.
don't think his mom is actively doing stuff on the show anyway. So let's
Throw
keep
her in the bushes with the Puerto Rican wife. Pay attention, and you would have gotten more information from this person. Point is, all he cares about is, besides pleasing his mommy, is making sure that Tim Jansen's misrepresentation is somehow vindicated. And you'll see that in the original video. But I'm glad that you brought this up. So let's just assume it was true. 10 years, and we're not going to prosecute Harvey and Wendy, who aren't guilty anyway. So what's the difference?
Well, that's your opinion. But like I said, it just didn't make any sense because usually the state would offer a deal because they want the person to turn and give evidence against other potential defendants.
Right, and since there's no one left to charge, maybe Harvey. They could probably get a conviction on Harvey, even though I don't believe that he
Look
had
at
anything
you
to do
with
with
your
it.
little image of Wendy behind you. This is just, well, I hope you're not that stupid, okay? I think that you're a smart guy. You went to Columbia for your master's degree.
No, I just went to the
That's a
country,
blue
Columbia.
card. Oh, okay, like a trip that Charlie took with his friends?
He went to Columbia too?
Yes, for sex tours.
There's no Asians in Columbia. Dope. Yeah,
No,
either way.
you like Hispanic ladies too, so.
Yeah, who
Latinas.
doesn't? I'm just saying, the Latina girl, the CEO, throw her in the bushes along with the mom and get along with your show. Just get in touch with your show. Stop screwing around, Joel. And you will do a better show. I mean, he's great at getting guests. Thank you for the super chat, Sai. The deal doesn't make any sense. It sounds so absurd. It's laughable. I'm sorry, but if you believe that you're really dumb, you really don't understand. And I agree. I don't care if it's real or not. My point to Joel is don't be so quick to believe everything just to vindicate yourself. I know what he's doing because all of the misrepresentation was pinned back on to Joel because it was on Joel's show. Joel, you'll see when you watch the whole thing, he doesn't even really care about the terms of the deal. He cares about calling Tim Jansen. In fact, all his little 5 STS Nation people, they were, we're finally vindicated because their master Joel is making the same mistake they made.
Let's move on.
Back
I
when
still like his show, so you
I like
shouldn't
Joel's
be,
show,
like,
but
you know,
I'm
just
just
like totally criticizing him. Let's move on.
I'm giving him free advice on journalism and also on the law. I'm not sure if he recognized the fact that when someone's saying that there was a plea deal, push back on them to figure out the terms of it to see if it actually makes sense. And yes, Donna was clearly manipulating this woman. Maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't, but think about the terms. A 10-year sentence is basically a life sentence to a 75-year-old for the most part. Although I'll say this.
Exactly.
most of the time these Jewish broads can live to 100 because generally they're in good shape. They don't smoke, they don't drink, and they don't eat as much. But Donna Sue's eating way more than I expected. So her life expectancy is probably, what would you say, like 84, 85 right now, if she's 75?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So that would be a death sentence. And to protect Wendy and Harvey, it doesn't make sense, but maybe it was offered, maybe not. Point is, to Joel, you have to check your sources before you start representing that it's true.
All right. Shall we continue playing this?
Yeah.
Do it. And when I said,
right.
well, wow, that's huge. Why not? Because I'm going to beat trial.
She really thought she was going to get off.
Yes.
OMG, OMG, followed by wow, 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 wow. So we have a guest on who's a criminal defense attorney, Tim Jansen, and he broke the news months ago that Donna was offered a plea deal. He said time served. And everyone, there are a lot of people out there who should probably be apologizing to Tim Jansen right about now. I could think of a lot who said he was absolutely crazy. And now you're hearing from someone on the inside that was in fact the case. You're hearing this from a former inmate, a friend of Donna Adelson. Donna was given a deal, a plea deal, 10 years in exchange for no other members of the family being indicted, and she turned it down thinking she was going to get away. So maybe people should be sending
Miss
some
Judy?
apology card.
I didn't think the editors put this in. This is exactly what I just said. Now, can you even make a deal on behalf of yourself not to prosecute other people? I'm not sure technically if you can. So it doesn't make much sense.
Because that's up to the state to decide. Is there enough evidence to prosecute these other people?
Right. So in the midst of all this, he's saying, Tim Jansen, call Tim Jansen. He's vindicated, not realizing that most likely it's not even possible. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone know of a good VPN? Do you, Miss Judy?
No, I've never used a VPN. Why do you need a VPN? So you can do legal stuff online?
Not necessarily. In certain communist countries like China and Taiwan, they don't allow certain things. Maybe and Florida doesn't allow you to have pornography now without registering, I think, with a credit card. Your boyfriend John Edward Melendez was telling me. So you can use a VPN. I would recommend Surfshark. Put in code Mama's Boy for 4 months off, he said, and that will redirect where the computer believes you're coming from. So if you want to watch porn in Florida and not give your license, then you can use Surfshark.
Oh, okay. Well, is that useful information to some people out
Is
there?
pornography banned in Taiwan?
I don't know. I mean, how would I know? I've never really lived there. I've gone there maybe like 7 times total as a tourist.
So when you went there and you tried to log on to a pornography website, what would happen?
Give me a break. Okay, that's a stupid question. Let's move on.
No, seriously, what would happen?
No, I am not. I'm not a Taiwanese citizen. I grew up here. I don't know about the laws there.
To Tim Jansen.
Wanted to break this. This is something I just heard from a very good source. Donna was offered a plea deal of time served if she gave up Wendy.
Whoa.
And she turned it down.
Totally unfounded and untrue.
I hope he is listening to this.
And there you have it, Miss Judy. Again, Mama's boy Joel, who I like, has not learned a single lesson about the law or about journalism, fundamentally.
I think he got a little bit too excited in the heat of the moment while doing a live stream show. So, and plus he obviously is good friends with Tim. You know, Tim has done a ton of work for STS, and, you know, I do appreciate a lot of the knowledge that Tim has shared with people about criminal procedure and how things are done in Tallahassee. So I think Joel was motivated by wanting to support his friend.
I got this text message from an attorney. She's Asian, and she said these white honkies just believe that whatever people tell them, they say because they want clicks and views. Now, I don't want to tell you which female Asian attorney that's on LawTube said that, but I agree with her that these honkies just want to have this headline and they don't want to verify their source. Do you agree with her?
I think I would address people individually. Yeah, as opposed to sweeping generalizations. But I do want to mention, remember I mentioned Vinnie Politan's god awful Halloween live stream show?
Yes.
Where he called it Roasting Donna Adelson. I couldn't even get through more than 18 minutes of it because it was so terrible. So I do want to spotlight a little bit here because I'm kind of bummed out that this hasn't gotten that many views. But Kathy from Gossip Rumor Innuendo and we totally went all out, totally gung-ho, doing some awesome improv comedy for Halloween. So do you mind if I just play, like,
if you play my game first? You remember the F, Marry, Kill game? Vinnie Politan, Joel, or Tim Jansen. You have to F one, kill one, and marry one. And be serious, like you would have to marry one of those, F one, and kill one, or get rid of.
I don't know these people.
Yeah, you do. Vinnie Politan.
I don't
Joel,
know them.
Let me think what I would choose. I'd probably kill Jansen just because the other two are better looking and maybe younger.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So who am I marrying? Because I guess banging either of them would be the same. What would you choose before you play this?
I never thought about this. And plus, I actually know Joel sort of in real life, so this would be very embarrassing. So
can you see yourself married to him?
Joel?
Or Vinny? You have two choices.
I don't know what Vinny is like.
So that's a wild card in life. Sometimes you take a chance. Do you really know your spouse when you marry him? So you got to do it before I'm watching this.
Wait, so the question is, who would I...
You never heard the game F, Marry, Kill?
No, I never had until you brought it up. I'm like, what is this wacky games? It's like Truth or Dare when you're in high school or something, or junior high.
This is better. So you have to F one. You have to F Vinny or Joel and marry Vinny or Joel. Which one?
Considering I don't know really anything about Vinny, okay, I would F Vinny because I think Vinny looked hot when he was younger.
Okay.
And then Joel, like, he seems like a good guy. I mean, some parts of his personality can be a bit testy. You know, like sometimes he's mean to his wife and his mom, but he seems to have come from a good family. Huh?
I agree.
No, not everybody is mean to their wife and their mom.
Oh.
Are you? No wonder they hate you.
If you ask both, they would say yes. Yeah. What do you think I'm doing in this office right now?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should let you go soon so you can go and spend some
Well, go ahead.
time.
We'll pitch this. I don't want to watch this whole thing, but what do you two do here?
Of course not. Well, obviously you're not watching my channel. So I just want to give a shout out to Kathy from Gossip Rumor Innuendo because I think she did an amazing job playing Judge Everett during our Comedic Live this past weekend.
Oh, you are so racist. How come the black woman had to play Judge Everett?
She wanted to. That was her idea. She said, like, I'll be Judge Everett. And I was like, I'll be Donna Adelson because Mona gave me this wig and I have the jail outfit.
This is so racist.
It's not racist. She wanted to be Judge Everett. Okay, let's play this so you can go home and be with your loving family.
I am in charge of the courtroom. The sheriff is in charge of the jail. I just call balls and strikes. I call things as I see them. When someone is particularly horrible and entitled, I try to still be fair to them, even when I think they're morally reprehensible and ridiculous. And please do not think I forgot that you got up in court on your sentencing day and did your very best to read me for filth, forgetting that I, as the judge, have the final say. It's
Judy?
Clear that your act right is nowhere near installed.
Now, I don't know this woman. This is the first time I've ever seen or hear her.
No, you have heard of her. I told you she wanted to do a joint live stream show with you. So if you're still interested, if you've changed your mind and you would like to do something joint on Gossip Rumor.
I thought you said a threesome, an Asian, a black girl, and me. So that's why I said yes.
No, you said no. You said you prefer to work on your own channel.
I did?
Why are you always like, you seem to have a bad memory. You're just like talking off the top of your head, and I have
We
to.
should have pitched it as a threesome with an Asian, a black girl, and you. However, she is so beautiful in the way she's communicating. Compare her to a Joel with the connectors, like, every other word. So I just want to commend her, this fine sister here, for communicating effectively compared to a lot of the other, you call them honkies, I call them white men, and however you want to call them, crackers, whatever the word you use, I just say white guys in this industry. Learn to speak properly, learn to better yourself. It will be a lot better for your show. So there you go, Miss Judy. I think that I will watch this now that you played this for me.
Well, I sort of wanted to play that stupid John thing too because I thought it was hilarious. But okay.
Nah, we'll save it for next week. So here's the one quick thing. My friend John Melendez used to be famous. Now he's sort of not. However, there's a world that revolves around him. Some of you may be in here from it. And he's taken a liking to Miss Judy. And it's real because he keeps texting me for your number. Now, I didn't ask you yet because you were at karate class, then you were at your egg roll seminar, and then you went to skating. So I didn't want to bother you. And then you went to the Chinese star throwing contest. So I did not want to bother you at all with regard to John Melendez, but he's in love with you and he's smitten, I think. And he believes that you live close. He lives down in the middle of Florida. You live in, North Carolina?
Somewhere in the South.
Somewhere in the South. But that's close enough for John Melendez. He is smitten with you. We are going to have him on. He wants to go to law school. He's 60 years old. He used to be on the Howard Stern show. Then he was on Jay Leno's show for 15 years. So whether or not you're into that, did you know that someone was able to call Donald Trump, who John Edward used to be friends with? He's a huge Democrat like you, and that's one thing you guys have in common. He was able to call President Trump in the first season when he was the president in 2017. He was able to call him on Air Force One, pretend that he was Senator Menendez. John Edwards' last name is Melendez. He was able to do it. He was able to get through as a prank call to the president on Air Force One. Now, John knows Trump. John's fought a fight at Trump's hotel. John's flown in Trump's helicopter. They've met each other multiple times during the Howard Stern show years. So he could have sort of felt it out through that, but he called us Senator Menendez, and it was pretty popular at the time because our sitting president was able to get a prank phone call while flying on Air Force One, and that was John's doing.
Okay. Well, that kind of went off on tangent, but let's just address this great super chat. Thank you, Capulates. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
All right, so F carry mail, Drina, Donna, or I think, you would F Drina. Yeah, I would agree with that. Kill Donna and marry Judy. No, I don't know. Well, I guess you know what? They're right because you have some good assets. Now, I think that both Drina would, that's a good choice. And I guess Donna, because she's so old. But Donna in her prime, I may consider. But it's Donna now.
She looked very pretty in those old pictures after her nose job, her facelifts, and
here we go with the racist stuff. Just because you're Jewish, it doesn't mean you got a nose job.
It's true because I've been in touch with people who knew her behind the scenes, and they told me she had a chin implant too, so she's had at least 2 facelifts.
It's funny you say that because I super chatted John Edward's show right before we got on. I said, John, you have more chins than Judy's family reunion. Now, obviously, you were married to a chin, so there would be a lot of chins there. And he wasn't looking that good, but I will put the word in for you. He's in love with you, so he's supposed to come on the show maybe next week. This was a good day because Joel did get a great interview. I'll give it to Joel.
Yeah,
he did get the interview.
Great job, ST Hess, and please, I'm not just making a joke. This is really a great book. It's very insightful. It'll make you feel grateful for the life we have here in the USA. It's very important to know about history. So please buy
Totally
this.
agree. And if your chair is uneven, it can go right underneath it. And if you need some way to start a fire, you can rip out some of the pages. So there are multiple uses for Surviving the Survivor. But I always pitch that book. You know that. And I was wrong. I originally thought that Joel wasn't even going to get out the information with regard to how Donna Sue, the boss, wanted to off Robert. But he eventually got that out. So in the end, I can give technicalities, but he is a master at getting people on his show. So that's where I will commend him for doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, we have to commend Steve Cohen, who is a YouTube friend of mine, because he's
another
really
Jew?
the person. Yeah, I mean, the channel started as sort of like a Jewish newscast. So they were focusing on Jewish stuff, but then they sort of like me, I was focusing on Asian American stuff. But
I thought yours was on alcohol recovery.
I changed that later. I'm sorry it had to look like AA, but yeah, but we all found out.
Oh, I
It's like,
thought yours was on
I
Asian
finished.
breast size.
Haha. Okay. Well, that's insulting. And I told you I had a breast reduction. Okay. I'm not lying about that. I want people to know with these stupid stereotypes that Vince keeps bringing up, stereotypes are not always true. So
When you walked in, did the doctor say, "You in the wrong place, honey"?
well, hey, my doctor is Jewish. He was the best plastic surgeon, Dr. Cohen, Brian Cohen, care plastic
Were you the
surgeon.
first Asian ever to get a breast reduction?
I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't
I think
say
you were.
anything. He's very non-judgmental. He's a great
I'm the
surgeon.
opposite. I am so judgmental. I can't believe, I never thought about that. You have to be the first Asian American to ever get a breast reduction.
Well, that's why it was embarrassing because, usually most Asian women are pretty flat-chested.
Yeah, I
but
love that.
being-
I do.
Okay, well, you said you didn't really like Asian women, so go figure.
But I do generally like to have fit bodies. John Edward and I have the same type of women. Actually, John Edward, your soon-to-be boyfriend, has a
Please stop
Jewish
saying that. This is
has a
weird.
Jewish mother-in-law, as do
What?
I. He had a Jewish mother-in-law who didn't like him, and
Geez, I wonder why. Yeah.
and I have a current one that doesn't like me, and we obviously know why. There's no reason to doubt her hatred towards me. But all right, so
Yeah.
go on. You were talking.
Okay.
Yeah, most Asian girls,
no.
girls have small chests.
Wait,
That's
how'd
what I
we
thought the
get on
double
this?
A was because
How did
you
we
named
get
your
on
show
this?
double
I'm
AA.
sorry.
I didn't know if that was because of the Asian chest or for your alcohol problem.
No, I don't have an alcohol problem. I can't tolerate alcohol. Okay. So I was talking about how STS, as well as my channel, started as ethnic news channels. But I quickly realized there's no loyalty between Asian Americans, especially on YouTube. Everyone's out for themselves. Like nobody cares about ethnic like camaraderie or sticking together because I was part of these Asian American YouTuber support groups and stuff. But I quickly found out people are just so self-centered. It doesn't matter if you're the same ethnicity or the same race or something. So it's a very, what do you call it? Like it really narrows your viewership to just try to do ethnic news. I mean, can you imagine just wanting to interview Italian people? Of course
No,
not.
but I could see the appeal. Let's say for Charlie Adelson, he would love if you just focused on Asian women.
Yeah, but I mean, go figure. Nobody wanted to watch my content back then. I tried to do serious interviews with community leaders and friends of
Yeah.
mine and lawyers and stuff. And everyone was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so boring. Maybe get 120 views if I was lucky. So just like STS did, after a while, they realized, oh my gosh, people love the Dan Markel case. And that's how Steve Cohen and I sort of met through YouTube because he saw my Dan Markel coverage. So this was way back when they would typically get 200 views on their videos and stuff. So it's been cool. It's been very inspiring to see how hard Joel and Steve and Joel's wife and his mom, they've all worked really hard to build up their channel. So you shouldn't be making fun of him. Okay.
Hey,
I mean,
I admitted I was
it's
wrong.
constructive criticism sometimes.
I do
right?
give him that. If Joe goes back and reviews this, he'll understand what I'm saying with regard to his speech compared to my fine-looking sister over there, which was flawless, and his is just riddled with fillers, like your nose. And there's a lot of technique he can use to get better.
Okay. Well, speaking of criticizing people, and I do hear it. There's something with your microphone crackling.
Again,
What's going
this
on?
time, son of a bitch, Judy. Is it doing it right now?
Yes, I can hear it constantly. What's happening?
I thought we got rid of that. That's gonna ruin the whole show.
No, I don't think it was going on the whole show, but I've been noticing it since Golden Nipplings mentioned it. Yeah.
Golden nipples? Shit. I'm really pissed right now.
Okay, well, it's okay because it's been an
we
hour
gotta end
and
it anyway.
12
But can you give me
minutes.
my ending, Judy, at least so if I can utilize this video? There
Yeah,
is
because
one.
I feel like my voice is a little better. Let me drink something.
I'm so mad that goddamn StreamYard. I wish you guys would
Is it
get a
your
good-
microphone? Maybe it's
No,
your
it's your
microphone.
program. My microphone's
it's
fine.
not. You
It's
think so?
It's StreamYard. And I turned down the volume too. There's no crackle coming from here. But if it's coming on the output, that's fine. But there is one rule that at least Adrena should have known. And I say it every time I meet with my people. Do you know what that is?
Yes. You don't fuck with Donna Adelson.
That's right. I appreciate it. I'm sorry the stupid mic is not working. Oh,
It's okay.
your stupid program.
It was
It's not the
pretty good.
microphone. I'm going to check out we got to fix it though.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
And I
See you
appreciate
next
if people
Tuesday.
tell us, see you next Tuesday. Tell me earlier so I can try and figure out a fix.
No, it seemed fine at the beginning.
Okay, I'll see.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
hate that. I hate when
I'm
something-
sorry.
All right, Miss Judy, I appreciate
Okay.
it. See you next Tuesday.
Thank you, guys. See you next Tuesday. Thank you. Bye.